Do you taste that, Mike Vick? It tastes like rubber. Because you must have put your foot in your mouth saying Colin Kaepernick should cut his hair in order to look more attractive to getting picked up by teams. What is the purpose of that? That makes no sense. You play a sport in football where you cover your head with a helmet. Why does what your hair looks like matters in you getting signed? Let's just be honest. You of all people should not be saying anything. Now, if you want to use yourself as a testimony, you can do that. However, it's two different scenarios. You went to jail. You were convicted. You had to acquiesce to whatever the NFL owners wanted you to look like. You ain't have a choice, or you weren't going to get a job. Colin Kaepernick simply protested. That's it. The man's not convicted, never been arrested, none of that. Okay? So it's two different situations. You have no business saying somebody should cut their hair. By that exact same logic, a good percentage of the NFL happens to be black. A large percentage of the black population in the NFL happen to have dreadlocks, bunch of tattoos, and all this other stuff that's deemed unprofessional in a business sense. Are you going to Larry Fitzgerald telling Larry Fitzgerald, hey man, you should probably cut your hair? You going to Jay Ajayi in Miami telling him, hey buddy, I know you just had a breakout rookie season. You should probably cut your hair. Maybe your production will go up. No, that makes no damn sense. The reason why Colin Kaepernick's not getting really picked up by any other teams, there's two reasons. One, he can be a distraction off the field, and well, I should say three. He can be a distraction off the field. Two, he's trying to get, starter money when he's technically a backup in this league. The only other place I see him ever being able to start outside of San Francisco, that'd be somewhere like Buffalo. But Buffalo's not really looking to go outside of Tyrod Taylor at this time, so he's gonna have to settle for backup money, but evidently he doesn't. And number three being his production. The man has stunk up the joint the last 3 years. Let's just be honest. Now, if you want to talk about last year and say, oh, but he had 16 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Yeah, you can say that. It looks good on paper, but his team went what? 1-15? You were 0-14 up until you happened to win a game in week 15 or was 16, whatever the week was. It doesn't really matter. You didn't help your team win. Now, if we want to talk about different players like, Ryan Fitzpatrick has a job, Mark Sanchez has a job. Yeah, we recognize that, but understand they happily took that money in order to be a backup and hold the clipboard with a headset. Ryan Fitzpatrick was begging for $18 million last year. When he got it and he ended up starting for the Jets, what happened? 17 interceptions, number 3 in the league in interceptions. Had he started the entire year, he would have led the league in interceptions. The reason why he ended up going to Tampa, he's happily being a backup there. Colin Kaepernick still asking for over $11 million when his production does not show that. That's the reason why he's not getting picked up. Don't go out and talk about, oh, yeah, you should cut your hair. For what? What does that do? That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard about this whole Colin Kaepernick situation. And my thoughts on the Colin Kaepernick situation is simply this. I have no issue with the protest at all. I have no issue with the protest. If you said you're doing this, no disrespect to the armed forces and all the other people who have died for the flag, I understand. If you're saying you're doing this about the system, the legal system, okay, you've specified what it is. My issue is with the media. The media sensationalized the entire situation. Every single Star Spangled Banner being sung, they turned the camera to Colin Kaepernick. It's not even about that. Turn the camera back to the person who's singing, put it on everybody who's waving the flag, the armed forces, all the people who's waving the flag. Make it about that. Stop making it about the protest. But the media kept buying into it, that ended up blowing this whole thing out of proportion. It's the media's fault that it blew up like this. Most likely it's the media's fault that Colin Kaepernick don't have a job. But at the same time, the man, if he went out and led the freaking 49ers to the NFC Championship, or hell, even the playoffs, he'd still have a job. And also the timing of him doing the protest, it seems like now when they say Blaine Gabbert is now the starter, all of a sudden now you're talking about what's going on in the world is fucked up. Now, I recognize people's emotions do get triggered at different times. Maybe this was still going on a couple years back, but when they were winning, why wasn't he protesting then? I'm not going to get into the conversation about that, because ultimately there's different factors that can factor into it. If you have several murders that led to it, at that point you could feel, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I have to say something, in contrast to just one happening at that time. Now, I recognize that, but regardless of all of that, Colin Kaepernick's not employed because the man did not produce on the field. That is why. Unless he's willing to come out and say, you know what, I'll take that backup QB money, then he'll be signed. But if he's still asking for starter money, 11 million, 12 million a year, if he's still asking to get a contract that big, you're not getting signed, buddy. But for you, Mike Vick, I need you to come to New York. Here's a Metro card. All right? I'm gonna need you to swipe your way, and your train is waiting for you.